I know that I have these 3 hotels to choose from and they're all going to cost me roughly the same price, I'm going to go to the one where I know I'm going to get good free breakfast, but also if I can make a fun TikTok out of it, yeah, I'm going to go there.
So Kaylee, I gotta ask you, where are some of your favorite places to stay and why? I gotta admit to you that I am guilty. I'm a breakfast guy, right? Like I love a free breakfast at a place. To me, that is like one of the best benefits of staying anywhere is you get that free continental breakfast. It's usually a warmed up buffet
Mm-hmm.
that definitely doesn't have a chef or a cook, but it's reliable, it's solid. It's like I read a great story in Bloomberg a few weeks ago about how Hampton and Waffles have created this
Mm.
beautiful combination that's allowed them to become like one of the biggest franchisee hotels or hotel or motel chains in America simply because of this like poured waffle that they allow you to do.
Yeah, so I actually stumbled upon this waffle phenomenon on TikTok organically just because most of my travel outside of like very specific specialty places has been for work. And so sometimes you just don't get to choose your hotels or you don't get to choose like the line of hotels you're staying at. But I always loved a DoubleTree because I love a cookie. Like that's my
So good.
go to. And they're always so amazing. I think we stayed there for XFL training camp and every single day it was just like cookies, which was pretty impressive because it's a lot of people to feed cookies every day. But yeah, I think the waffle thing came across my desk on TikTok. This guy, have you ever seen those Korean 7-Eleven videos where
I
like
have.
they wear the POV camera and they're like going through getting the ice cup, doing all that? He makes videos just like that, but it's the Hampton waffles where he basically takes suggestions from his followers of recipes, what to put in the batter, what to put on top. And they're so specific. It'll be like put syrup in every single square and then sprinkle sugar and then put whipped cream. And it's just, he does every single one of them. And it's those POV style videos and they all look amazing. And then when I started seeing more of his videos and more of other people's videos, I was like, oh, this is a thing. This is like the cultness of the waffle has kind of gotten quite insane, but I also love it because I love waffles, but it's become a phenomenon. So,
No, and I dig it because what it's great about it is that it's something you can taste, right? It hits the one of the it smell, taste, sight, right? It hits all
yeah.
of the senses. And I think so many hospitality brands have replicated that specific model, right?
Yeah.
And when you go to a place now, like you want to feel welcome, right? When you
Mm-hmm.
go to a hotel, it's not just having like a free, like a margarita or a cocktail that's given to you, like say if you go to Margaritaville,
Yeah.
or or having fresh batch of cookies, or anything like that. And I think companies now are doing a better job of understanding that it's the experience itself that matters and not just like having a room. Like free breakfast, they realize as a business model is pretty smart, because more people, are saving money that way. And it allows like, they called it America Mid, right? Where you're not getting anything outlandish. You're getting something reliable. And I think, even on a content level, think about what you were talking about, right? Who doesn't want to see like recipes, in a place that you can replicate, right? It's like, and that leads me to like thinking about all of the different food influencers that are out there, right? With TikTok or Facebook stories or
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, or Reels, and you're like, wait, these are all the Chick-fil-A hacks that I can do, where I can kind of create like, I can put honey, into my chicken,
Yes.
shake it up, right? And then put macaroni on it. And then I have this like amazing, like, gourmet dish. I don't know how calorie heavy something like that would be, but
You
honestly,
don't look that stuff up.
nobody's thinking about that, right? But when you have these like mini ecosystems that people create or fans create for your brand, I mean, imagine what I would say uh, social media teams can create out of it. It's like you're honestly getting it on a plate in terms of content.
Yeah, and I feel like this one with the waffles specifically, I could be wrong, but I feel like it blew up based on UGC, right? Like it was a customer audience led hype that essentially grew into something that they could monetize. I know they've made merch around it. They did a Paris Hilton inspired batter, which was like pink, and they did that whole collaboration, which on the back end of the business side makes a ton of sense to collaborate with her, obviously with the Hilton properties. But it just is so interesting because I like to think of it as glamorizing the mundane, right? It's the same thing with the 7-Eleven videos. Like, these are some of the most mundane things, you know, relative to a lot of other things that these fancy hotels offer or anything like that. But when you're thinking of glamorizing something that an everyday person could go do, right? That's what I think creates that drive for people to actually go stay there and do it. I think they said it was one of the top 3 reasons consistently year in and year out that people pick Hampton over other hotels in similar cost ranges. And it's like, yeah, because if I know that I have these 3 hotels to choose from and they're all going to cost me roughly the same price, I'm going to go to the one where I know I'm going to get good free breakfast, but also if I can make a fun TikTok out of it, yeah, I'm going to go there. So that like tracks to me so much, where it's eliminating that elitism of what some people really find traction of on social media. And I think the glamorization of mundane everyday things that the average person could experience, it's really kind of growing in popularity. That's one example. I mean, I watched the other day it was like a diner, and it was a cook at a diner making eggs and bacon and pancakes on a flat top grill. I swear, I think it probably looped like 5 times because I just couldn't stop watching it because I'm mesmerized by it. It's nothing crazy, but it's just like, it's a POV that I wouldn't have without social media and TikTok and vertical videos. So I think that whole trend of it is just helping to blow some of these things up. But I love this. I don't know.
I love it because, what's great is that it's scalable hospitality, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
where, for example, think about the relationship that a customer has with this particular brand, right? Think about Costco, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I love Costco, right? My mom is addicted to Costco. She doesn't need a reason to go. She just wants to go. And
Yep.
I've become the same way, right? And what is it about Costco that, what is it about the Kirkland brand, right? I'm buying I'm buying a Costco sweatshirt because I want one because it's so awesome, right?
Yeah.
Um, whether it's the free samples, whether it's like the, 5 cents off the gas, like they constantly create these like in-store, you know, relationships that you just want to be there, right? It's the $1.50 hot dogs. It's like the $4.99, rotisserie chicken.
Mm-hmm.
All these things that allow it, for the brand and for the customer to create that emotional bond, right? I mean, like I just bought an espresso machine, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I've become like a coffee snob in my 40s, and I bought it from Costco, right? But the thing is, now I love the Nespresso brand because like I have the machine, they do small little things. I went to the Nespresso store in New York, and they had basically a barista there who would make you coffee, and you
Yeah.
could just sit there and sample it. And I'm like, oh, great, I want to try this. And so you go on the website, you order, they give you free stuff, right? I got these like cups, I got these like affogato like bowls, and I'm like, oh, I like this. Like, and now, I'm spending double the amount of coffee that I did when I had a normal machine, but I'm enjoying the experience. And I think um, content, they've also now, when they send me emails, they have a video series that I can consume, right? So it's like ingratiating you into the brand and into this world where feel like you're an exclusive member of a community.
I think brands often either underestimate or overestimate the experience portion. Like, you said that word, and that's the perfect way to describe it. It's those small luxuries that significantly enhance the experience of the customer, because I think when people think experience and what that sounds like, it has to be these big over the top things. It really doesn't, right? Like, what are those things that create the atmosphere that you're trying to sell to your customer that can be such small, little, simple luxuries that don't cost a ton for you to make, right? Like, that pancake batter is not breaking the bank on Hampton Inn, especially if someone's going to come and spend hundreds of dollars to stay there for however many days. So thinking about that and like the DoubleTree thing, like the DoubleTree cookie just makes it so cozy. Like, when you walk in, you automatically have this very like nostalgic, homey, cozy vibe. And they have, I think the aesthetic for that as well, it's always kind of like dimly lit, and it just feels like they're trying to replicate that feeling of being at home. And those small things can add so much to the experience of your brand, how customers feel when they experience your brand. And those are really hard things to replicate if you try to do too much. And I think a lot of brands across the board, they try to do too much or do very like highly produced, highly manufactured experiences instead of just trying to understand how do you want to make your customer, your fan feel, and then going from there and trying to figure out like what are these very simple changes that we can make that are specific to our brand.
100%. I think, my big takeaway from this, and it's a question that all brands, and companies need to ask themselves, essentially, what's their waffle, right?
Yeah.
What is that small, repeatable, like sticky but scalable solution that a brand can do on an everyday level that doesn't take away from their bottom line, but that engages, their fan base, their customer base to want to keep coming back,
Yeah.
right? Whether it is a waffle or it is a mug that they can send, it's something like it's a small token of loyalty, but it goes really far in showing that you care for the business of your customer.
Yeah, I would agree. My key takeaway, I think that word scalable is probably the one thing that I noticed out of this specific case study, because again, like it's so simple, it's consistent, it's going to taste the same no matter what Hampton property you're in. But the scalability of this idea and this like thing that people go there for, having the collaborations with celebrities, having the, flavor options around certain times of the year. I think they had like birthday cake around, the birthday of the company, right? And so having those things that you can then make a global phenomenon based on scalable opportunities in the collaboration space or just specific timely campaigns, I think that's key, because again, you have that bottom layer, that foundation of consistency where people are having that consistent experience, but now it gives you the flexibility to do so much more, and you'll have all these people that are already bought into it.
Yeah, I love it. I can't wait to go travel again. I want to eat those cookies and I want to try those waffles.
Yes. Look, I don't want to eat them for like 50 days in a row like I did in training camp, but I would take it for a few days for sure.